Welcome to the slideshow of my beloved Charles Bauer and his journey of 4 years of living with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS. As a runner and from a family who genetically lived past 90, Charlie envisioned reaching at least 100. At least 2 years before his official diagnosis at McGill University in Montreal, he was noticing numbness in his feet and articulation in his arms and legs. He thought nothing of it. I'm just getting old. We never took any of these symptoms seriously until the articulations looked like giant worms moving in his abdomen area. It was time to get in the specialists. 6 months later, and many visits to the local neurologist, we decided to go to McGill University with its well-known neurological studies. Within 1 day, the head neurologist and her team told us their findings. It was indeed ALS. I will never forget that afternoon when the neurological team spoke the words ALS. Charlie and I went to a restaurant and with several glasses of wine consumed, cried together. Cried for this terrible diagnosis, cried for our family, cried for us, and our life of growing old together. The next morning, on our flight back to Halifax, we talked about the future and the hope. That was Charlie's response. We were not unfamiliar with ALS since we had a friend whose wife died of ALS several years ago. So the journey of living each moment, each day, while the business at hand was dying would be our journey over the next 4 years. We did just that with the help of ALS Society of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. He could not have lived the quality of life during this time without their help. Not only did they walk us through the minutiae of working with the health system, but when Charlie needed more equipment, and he did every few months, they were there not only to supply these lifesavers, but to help us ride the journey of our emotions during this time and after. Please help myself and my family support this tremendous cause. Without the ALS Society of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, many people suffering from this disease would live what life they had in desperation. Please press the donation button in memory of Charlie. As Eckhart Tolle once said, acceptance of the unacceptable is the greatest source of grace in the world. I believe the ALS Society of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia helps families be in acceptance by knowing they are not alone. Thank you, Pauline.